Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today's date is Monday, April 10th, 2023, so this will have covered the week of April 3rd through the 9th of 2023, already into April. This wasn't the most productive week in the world in terms of actual trophy numbers, but Resident Evil 4 is coming along very well, and there are some things to mention about the game. I also picked up a handful of other easy games. I have video ideas related to these two because I paid like a total of a little bit over $1 for them, so I've got idea for a video for those. And I haven't done a Palgi game in absolutely forever, so I figure it's been like probably over 50 platinum since I've done one. So might as well, I don't mind the Palgi games. Anyway, in terms of actual trophy progress this week, let's go ahead and head to the list. 2 games were worked on and 1 was platinumed. And that one is Family Mysteries 2, Echoes of Tomorrow. This is an Artifex Mundi game, and Artifex Mundi games are generally very easy platinum trophies. They don't take too long to do anymore. Most of the time nowadays, they take like 3 hours. They're easier than they used to be because you used to would have to beat the game on Expert, you used to have to beat the extra chapter, all that kind of stuff that they don't usually make you do anymore. So this Platinum Trophy is pretty easy overall. However, I did find this one to have a few slightly trickier parts to it than I was expecting. So I would say it was maybe a step up from a few of the other more recent ones that I've done, but it's been a really, really long time since I've done an Artifex Mundi game. I don't do these very often anymore. They're not bad games at all, but they've gone up in price, and mainly it's the fact they've gone up in price. And you kind of have to be in the mood to do one of these games because, you know, they're point-and-click adventure, hidden object puzzle games. So to get the Platinum Trophy, we have our first 3 trophies here for completing a hidden object puzzle without a hint, completing a hidden object puzzle without a mistake, and completing a hidden object puzzle in less than a minute. The less than a minute is super easy because you can play through the game on casual, so you can just spam click around the whole thing. Same with completing it without a hint, just spam click around the whole puzzle. The doing it without a mistake, it's not that it's difficult, it's just that I felt like in this game it was a lot more finicky about, like, you would click on the object and it just like wouldn't count it and it would ding you for it, and I felt like that happened a lot more in this one than it usually does. Like, it was a lot less lenient with that. The easiest way to do this one is to back up your save before going into a specific hidden object puzzle, and then go back into the game once your save is backed up and just use hints to find every single object, because it recharges very quickly on casual. So that's the easiest way to knock this one out. But like I said, it's a little bit more finicky, a little bit more sensitive this time around, so just be a little bit aware of that. You have to complete a mini game in less than a minute. This one's basically unmissable. As you can see, 95% of people have it, so it's pretty much unmissable. You have to finish any 3 hidden object puzzles without a hint, and once you finish 3 without a hint, you are more than welcome to use hints for all future puzzles, which is an easy way to get that trophy for not making a mistake, or at least make it easier. You also have to find 3 hidden objects in 3 seconds, which should come naturally when you're doing the crazy clicking method for finishing it in under a minute. Now, this trophy has been in more of these games in more recent time periods, and I think it has to do with finishing 3 hidden object puzzles in real time within 10 minutes, but I guess you can pause the game or something. I think that's what it is, unless it happens to actually be finish 3 hidden object puzzles taking less than 10 minutes total to do all 3 of them, but I think it has to do with doing it in 10 real-life minutes. Now, there's several opportunities for this, or there's at least one good opportunity for it, so if you're following the trophy walkthrough on, like, PlayStationTrophies.org, you shouldn't have too many issues with this. It should unlock naturally while following that guide, but just keep in mind that this trophy's there. You have to finish all the mini-games without skipping any of them. That's fairly simple. I feel like more of the mini-games in this one are a little bit more randomized as well than in some of the other Artifex Mundi games. Like, there's several times where you have certain types of puzzles that are just a little bit more annoying to do. At least they're the types of puzzles that I have a little bit more trouble with, and therefore they took a little bit longer because they didn't necessarily have a guaranteed solution every time like some of the games do. So maybe that was just me being dumb, but I do think that there was a little bit less a little bit more randomness with the puzzles, a little bit less of them being set from playthrough to playthrough with exact solutions. Like I said, this one is like slightly trickier than some of the other ones I've done. Obviously, it's not very difficult with a guide. It's still, you know, a 2-ish out of 10 with a guide, and still takes, you know, 3 to 4 hours with a guide. but slightly tougher than a few of the other ones. Then you have to find all of the digital articles, of which there are either 14 or 15 of those. They're just a collectible type. As long as you're following a guide, there's no problems there. Just remember that a lot of them are highly missable because you don't really backtrack as much in these newer games as you did in some of the older ones. Finish 5 mini-games without skipping them. We already discussed that. Or I think we did, because, yeah, without skipping them. Okay, so that's just a one that you'll get along the way. You have to find all of the morphing items, of which I believe there's 28 of them. That sounds about right. It's usually like one of those per screen and one of the articles on like every other screen or something. So these are not difficult as long as you have a collectible guide, because sometimes they can be a little bit well hidden. Then you have a bunch of story-related trophies. I believe that all of these trophies through here are all story-related and unmissable and will be unlocked just by completing the main game. So this is one of the Artifacts Mondays that has a lot of story-related trophies compared to some of them that only had, you know, mostly hidden object puzzle and just standard mini-game puzzle trophies, and then like one trophy for beating the story. Once again, you can play the game on casual and you do not need to complete the bonus chapter, so that's all nice. The other game I worked on this week was Resident Evil 4 Remake, and progress is being made very well in this game. So we already had all of the story trophies done just for beating the game, already had all that done. Already had a few of these other ones done. Let's see, where do we start some new trophies? Okay, so this one right here is the most annoying of the sort of chapter-specific trophies in the game. Just because getting to the top of the clock tower without anyone getting on, I mean, it's not easy because there's a lot of enemies and they have a nasty tendency to, like, fall through your shots when you hit them and fall onto the lift, which is really quite annoying when that happens because that's not really the player's fault. That's just a thing that can happen. The good thing is this trophy is extremely easy once you have the infinite rocket launcher, because you can just go into it with the infinite rocket launcher and basically massacre everything. It still takes a little bit of skill at that point because you have to know sort of where the enemies are coming from. And there's a couple of those weird red shaman guys that are kind of annoying that make the enemies tougher and can sort of stun you. But once you have the infinite ammo weapons, specifically the rocket launcher, it shouldn't cause you too many problems. I would not suggest trying to do this on any sort of a handgun and knife-only playthrough. You might be able to pull it off with the blacktail, but that's about it. I wouldn't even recommend trying it because you cannot do it with the Red 9. I'm almost 100% positive that you can't do it using just the Red 9. Though I will say, apparently, when an enemy lands on the lift, you do have like about 1 to 1.5 seconds to kill them, and if you do it quickly enough, then they won't stop the thing fully. But just be a little bit careful about that. It's best just to go back and do it once you have the infinite launcher. I mean, I did it on professional with the infinite launcher, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So then you have to obtain all weapons. This is the most difficult trophy in the game normally, because most of the weapons are simply purchased by the merchant and everything, or with the spinels traded for them. So most of them are pretty easy, but it's specifically 3 specific weapons. One of them is the infinite ammo rocket launcher. It's not really difficult to get. It can just be bought in New Game Plus once you've beaten the game one time. However, it does cost 2 million pesetas, which is quite a bit of money. So aside from that weapon, you then have 2 other specific special items. One of them is the Chicago Typewriter, which is renamed to the Chicago Sweeper for some reason. That one is unlocked by completing the game on Professional with an A rank or higher, but that's actually pretty easy because to get the A rank, you just have to beat Professional in under 7 hours, and you are allowed to use the infinite ammo rocket launcher for that, which makes it, honestly, pretty simple. I mean, Professional does have a couple of tricky parts, mainly looking at things like the first Krauser fight where you have to use the knife, or the Del Lago fight, just because he takes way more harpoons on Professional. But for the most part, it's not too bad because you can get the infinite rocket launcher right at the beginning of the game, like before you actually go into the village for the first time. So it's really nothing to worry about once you have it. It is a little bit easier to accidentally kill yourself with it than it was in the previous entries. And you also, of course, have Ashley there to worry about and protect, so there's that. But once you complete the Professional playthrough with an A rank, you'll get both the Chicago Sweeper, and you will get the Knight Armor for Ashley, which of course makes her invincible and makes it so that enemies can't pick her up anymore. The last weapon, however, is the hand cannon. And the hand cannon at first was by far the most difficult weapon to obtain, because to get it, you had to complete a New Game Professional playthrough. Now, it didn't mean that you had to get any specific letter ranking at the end. That didn't matter. You could take as much time as you needed. You could save as many times as you needed. It didn't matter. The problem was you had to complete the game on New Game, which means that you weren't allowed to bring in something like the Infinite Launcher. But worse, you weren't allowed to bring in the Primal Knife or the Chicago Sweeper. And using those supposedly voids that challenge. I'm not 100% sure on that, because at least one of the forums has said that you could use the Chicago Sweeper on that playthrough, but that wouldn't really make sense because that's a bonus weapon, so I'm assuming that thread that I read for that one was wrong. Because I'm 99.9% sure that you do have to complete it without using the Chicago Typewriter or the Primal Knife, or obviously the Infinite Ammo Rocket Launcher, because it's a new game anyway, so you couldn't use it. And you also can't use the hand cannon itself for unlocking the hand cannon. Now, that sounds really stupid the way I said that, but they made a change when the Mercenaries DLC came out this past Friday, which, to my absolute shock, did not contain any new trophies. I am very surprised at that. Very pleasantly surprised at that, because I'm not very good at the Mercenaries mode. I never have been. So they actually changed the hand cannon requirements to where you can either unlock the hand cannon by doing a professional New Game playthrough with no bonus weapons, or by getting an S rank on each stage in the Mercenaries. There's only 3 stages, so you can probably guess which one I did for the hand cannon. Yep, I did the Mercenaries route. It is many, many times easier. It greatly shortens the amount of time it takes to platinum the game. It actually cuts it back by 1 full playthrough, which is really nice. So I highly, highly recommend doing it that way. The Mercenaries DLC is free, by the way, so don't worry about pay to win in that aspect. But something else went pay to win, and I'll talk about that here in a moment. So the Merchant one was done, that one was done, that one was done. So let's see, and then I got the trophy for finishing the Hardcore Motor Hire, as well as the trophy for Professional for finishing the New Game Plus playthrough on Professional with the Infinite Ammo Rocket Launcher, so those were easy. That's where I got the 8-hour trophy as well. Frugalist I'm going to save for last, because it's not a hard trophy, but it's going to be a good one to save for last, because I can just do New Game Plus unassisted with the Infinite Ammo Rocket Launcher. Again, the only difficult part of that is going to be the first Krauser fight when you have to use a knife. Just because, you know, it's the first Krauser fight. It is a little bit tougher, just because he can do a lot of damage to you quickly, and you can't heal. I mean, it's definitely going to be a little bit tougher than it was in the previous Resident Evil games, because in the previous ones, I think there were like defense tokens or healing tokens or whatever you could get in Resident Evil 2 and 3's remakes. So it's going to be a little bit tougher this time around, but it's still not going to be that much of a problem. It's going to be something I can blow through in 3 to 4 hours. And during that run, I'm going to try to finish off my last couple of challenges that I didn't do, because I'm only missing 8 challenges, including the one that's for completing all other challenges, so effectively 7. I'm going to try to complete 2 of the ones that I have left. One of them is a shooting range one that's best done on the sniper rifle level, like the very first bolt-action sniper rifle shooting gallery. And the other one is the one for parrying Krauser's 5-knife-in-a-row attack, which I think shouldn't be that bad. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do the one for killing Del Lago without missing a harpoon, just because he's so random. So I don't know if I'm even really going to go for that one, because I feel like it's going to be more stress than it's actually worth. But yeah, this will be the last trophy I get. Then I got this one, finishing the story using only knives and handguns, as well as without talking to the merchant. Both of those are very easy. You can combine them together and do it on Assisted New Game Plus. I did start to run a little bit low on ammo and healing items toward the end, but I was able to power through it, so it wasn't too bad. So we're going to go back up here to these 2 trophies right here. This trophy and this trophy. So, standard mode with an S plus rank. This requires you to complete a new game on standard difficulty and complete it in under 5 hours to get the S plus rank. Now, unlike that professional trophy for getting the hand cannon unlocked, you are allowed to use your bonus weapons. You're allowed to use the Chicago Typewriter, you're allowed to use the Primal Knife, and you're actually allowed to use the hand cannon as well. So it's best to unlock it first and then go in and do these. The interesting thing, though, is that the Chicago Typewriter and the hand cannon both have infinite ammo as their exclusive upgrades. So if you can get an exclusive upgrade ticket, you can have an infinite ammo weapon for your playthrough. Both of them have their uses. The Typewriter is way less powerful, but it sprays bullets so quickly that it's really useful, whereas the hand cannon is significantly, stupidly more powerful and can kill stuff in just a few shots, but it's also a lot slower and you have to be pretty accurate with your shots. However, with the release of the Mercenaries mode, they added in the ability to purchase tickets, as they're called. They're basically these little exclusive upgrade tickets that carry over between all playthroughs. Supposedly, you can keep using them on each new save file that you do. And those instantly allow you to purchase an exclusive upgrade for a weapon. So that means that you can obtain the exclusive upgrade for both the Chicago Typewriter and the hand cannon at the beginning of Chapter 2 when you encounter your first merchant. So you still have to do the Krauser fight and the Del Lago stuff all normally, but otherwise you can just use those infinite ammo weapons on your S Plus runs. By the way, the hardcore S Plus I believe is 5.5 hours, so it's a little bit more time, but obviously you die a little bit more easily in that mode, and enemies can be a little bit tougher to kill. So if you purchase the exclusive upgrade tickets, you can immediately have those upgrades, and really the only truly difficult part where you have to do things fully legitimately is the village, which you can actually skip if you can manage to hit the bell in the other bell tower, but I haven't managed to do that yet. So, with all of that being said, there are the exclusive upgrade tickets there for you to use. I did break down and purchase the 3-pack of them because it was a better deal than purchasing 2 separate ones. People can insult me all you want over doing it this way. It is by far the easiest way to do it. And quite frankly, I mean, I would have been able to do it the other way because you just have to complete the merchant requests in the village to be able to do it. And most of the village requests are pretty easy. They just add a little bit of extra time to it. And I was able to finish Standard S Plus on Sunday in like 4 hours and 5 minutes or something. So a little bit over 4 hours. So I would have had plenty of time to be able to do it. But if they offer us the option to do it this way, it's a lot faster. It's a lot easier. And I'm just going to do that because I don't really have time to keep replaying and retrying the game over and over again to figure things out. And if you heard a beep in the background, that was my dishwasher finishing up, apparently, or nearly finishing up. That's its warning that's going into warming phase. And then it'll do a whole little dinging song for like 30 seconds when it's actually done. But that's not important. So that's my thoughts on the Resident Evil 4 Remake trophy list, how they've changed things. So all I have left to do is Hardcore S Plus, and then the no recovery item playthrough, and then I will be done with the Platinum Trophy on PS5. I will go back and do the PS4 version at some point, but not really anytime soon because I want to wait for any more DLC to come out. It's extremely likely that we're going to get Separate Ways as a DLC at some point. Hopefully it's free. It should be, because, I mean, it was a part of the original game. We're probably going to get more Mercenary stages and or more Mercenaries characters. And then along with all... because I think there were 4 Mercenary stages in the original, and there's currently only 3. Plus, I think there were more characters you could play as. So I'm assuming we're going to get more stuff for the Mercenaries. I'm assuming we're going to get Separate Ways. I'm assuming that we're probably going to get Assignment Ada. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we get one more piece of just random DLC. Maybe something with Lewis, or maybe even something with Ashley. I don't know. I'm just thinking out my butt here with other options of things that they could end up doing if they really wanted to. So I'm just gonna wait until those DLCs come out because what the? Okay, that's weird. Okay, that was really weird. I actually went and synced my trophies again and that fixed the problem, but that was a really weird little bug on the trophy screen. I don't know why I did that. Level 820, 78%, 25,498 total trophies, 701 platinums, 4,566 golds, 6,714 silvers, 13,517 bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week. I should be getting very close to, if not finishing, the Resident Evil 4 Remake this week on PS5. Again, the PS4 version is not going to be until a bit later on, once all the DLCs are out. Aside from that, we of course have the Horizon Forbidden West DLC coming out this month, but I don't think it's this week. I think it's actually the week after that it comes out. So probably won't be doing anything with that, but we should at least be getting the trophy list for it pretty soon. So hopefully I'll at least, know what to expect going into it. And then otherwise, once I have some free time, once Resident Evil 4 is over, I can get started with the Division 2. And yeah, not looking forward to that, even though I am kind of, but I'm also not because of everything that happened the last time I played a Division game. But hopefully it's not too bad. So other than that, though, the schedule for this week, it'll be several more Resident Evil streams, of course. Now, when it comes to another Platinum Trophy video in the way of the Terminator one that released on Sunday, I don't know when the next one's going to be out, purely because now that I'm at 700 Platinums, I need to go ahead and start working on the 601 to 700 video, and that's going to take up quite a bit of time. So I'm going to prioritize that first, and as soon as that's done, I should have several more of the new Platinum Trophy style videos coming out after that, or possibly even before that. We'll have to see what I can make time for. But we have Resident Evil 4 Remake will get a video like that. South Park The Stick of Truth is done on my alternate account, so it will get a video like that. That one was at least not that long of a game. And then, aside from that, there's of course going to be Fallout 3, but that one's going to probably be pushed back a little bit so I can go ahead and do Resident Evil 4 first. I want to get that one done because it's a newer game. Then do Fallout 3, which is going to be either a really long video or a two-parter. And then South Park. And then, I don't know what's going to come after that. Well, I might do one for the Division 2. I haven't really decided yet what I want to do for Division 2, just because I know that that's not, going to be a quick platinum by any means. But I don't know if anyone else has done a video like that yet for Division 2, so maybe that'll be worth doing. I don't know. And then I'll probably try to get a couple of easy platinums this week just to get the numbers up a little bit, because it's been a little while since I've done any. And again, have a couple of video ideas for some of them, for some of these super cheap platinums that we're selling for like 9 cents at a time, because I could definitely make a video out of that concept. So that is going to be it for today, guys. Please like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell if you haven't already. Like I said, should be some more Resident Evil 4 streams this coming week, and I'll be working on that 601 to 700 video as well. So thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you later this week for some more content.